What up, guys? So November's gonna be a pretty big month for fighting game news, especially for Street Fighter 5. So I thought, hey man, I think it's time for another channel update. So let's do this. First, we're gonna be talking about Luke's release date, which will be this month in November. So that's huge. We have some possible Street Fighter 6 information, and I got a little hunch about that too that I'll share with you guys. And of course, Project L. And guys, it's not just rumors. We have actual update on Project L. I promise. We'll get to that. Okay, let's start things off with Luke's release for Street Fighter 5. Like I said, it'll be sometime this month in November. We don't know the exact day, but I'm sure we'll hear about it real soon from Capcom. If I were to guess, probably around mid or the end of November. We might even get some gameplay news on him as well. We'll have to see. Usually the beginning month, Capcom usually speaks up on Twitter and we'll hear something. So he'll be the final character, the final character for Street Fighter 5, unless Capcom announces another season, which I doubt it, because they also said that Season V was also the final season for Street Fighter 5 to buy them some time for Street Fighter 6. We know that Luke is a brand new MMA style kickboxing character, and he's also related to someone in the Street Fighter universe. Now, unfortunately, guys, if you're not looking forward to Luke and you just care about that balance patch, I got some bad news for you guys as well if you haven't been keeping up with the Street Fighter news. So you guys remember that whole roadmap that we had, and Luke is supposed to release with a balance patch as well. And this is going to be the final balance patch for the game. This is how we're going to remember it by. So I'm going to expect it's a huge one. Unfortunately, Capcom announced that that's going to be delayed. We're not even going to see that with Luke. We're only getting Luke this month for November and his 2 costumes. I think we already got all the stages as well. So it's just going to be Luke. And this is being delayed because the Capcom Pro Tour of the World Finals is also being delayed. And Capcom already made a statement saying that this balance patch will be moved to March in 2022 to sync up with the time frame. They said they apologize for this adjustment to the roadmap and thank you for your continued support. So that really sucks because, you know, for me, I'm not finding any matches for Street Fighter 5 right now. I can't get any content for you guys, and I'm sure there's some of you guys that are having troubles finding matches too. And I think that Luke is not going to be enough to bring in an influx of players. I don't think a character is enough. Only the hardcores like you and me are going to be coming back to the game and checking it out. But like I said, you're not going to get that influx unless we get that huge balance patch and everyone wants to come back and check out the fresh new game and all their characters that they played. So that kind of sucks. So I think we're just going to be playing lobby matches for now and just playing with the crew and playing with viewers on my stream. And maybe I can get some matches for you guys. Now, of course, this makes sense on the competitive side because if they release the final giant balance patch, all the pro players might have to, you know, readjust, and the meta might possibly change, and that'd be really bad. So it makes sense to wait for the World Tournament to finish and then have the final balance patch release. We might even see some changes to Akira and Oro actually with Luke's release, because we saw changes to Rose and some micro adjustments when Akira and Oro were released. They're one character back, so we could possibly see that. So with that all being said, let's go back to Luke here and let's talk about who we think he's related to, right? Because this is our last second chance to do some theories. We know he's related to someone in the Street Fighter universe because at the beginning of his trailer, he basically aspires to be a man like him one day. And the only clues we really have, besides like his moves and special moves and stuff like that, is he's got blonde hair, so that really narrows it down in the Street Fighter universe. And he's got a lot of tattoos of stars, and he has an MMA fight style. That pretty much means he could be related to anyone in the Street Fighter universe. But me personally, if I'm gonna, you know, take my guess like everybody else is, I think he's related to somebody in the Slam Masters series, because like I said, we've been doing a lot of retro streaming before, and when I was playing Gunlock and Biff, oh my goodness, dude, there are so many moves related to Luke's trailer. I was like, this has gotta be it. He's got like the same kind of sonic boom kind of punch attacks. He's got the flash kick attacks. They have like this spinning knee attack. These are like all similar moves that we've seen in the trailer. And on top of that, if you go deeper into like the lore of Slam Masters is also in the Street Fighter universe. There's a lot of cameos in the background. There's Hagar in it. You can see Zangief. And Gunlock and Biff, they train together. And it's strongly hinted that Gunlock is actually like related to Guile in some way. He could be his cousin. And that's where he borrows the flash kick move from. So all this kind of ties in where I think that somehow Luke is related to one of these characters, or at least trained by one of these characters. And that's just my guess. So the thing is, though, that I've seen a lot of good theories, man, from everyone. Like, everyone has good theories on who Luke can be or who can be related to. But honestly, at the end of the day, it could go in any direction because Capcom can simply just, retcon anything they want. We're basically dealing with a time travel, plot right now in Street Fighter V with Rose, and it's to the point now where we just can't take it too seriously and look too much into it because, like I said, Capcom can make him be related to one. He can be another son from Ken if they want. They can make him a son of Nash. They can make him Captain Commando son. They can do whatever they want, and it's really hard to guess. But that's my guess. I would love to hear what you guys think if you guys have been doing any theories on him as well in the comments below. Now let's talk about some Street Fighter 6 stuff, and this is probably where we're gonna get a little crazy here. So there's two quotes I want to read off first, one from the director and one from the producer. First off, Street Fighter V has been developed to pay homage to the past, but Luke will give us a glimpse into the future. And this was said by the director, Nakayama. And he said, also said he will be expanding the world of Street Fighter. Okay? And then finally, the producer said, we feel strongly that Luke will be a great addition to the game and that he has a bright future in the world of Street Fighter as well. So we know for sure Luke is going to be in Street Fighter 6. And we know he is someone in the future. We don't know how far into the future. If it's going to be past Street Fighter 3, it's very likely, though, that it'd be very strange if like the future is after Street Fighter 5 before Street Fighter 3. That'd be weird. But I think they're finally going to be going past at this point, or they might change the timeline somehow. But I think that we're going to be getting some Street Fighter 6 information this month. With that being said. Now, this will happen by one of two things or both. One, we're going to hear it from Luke's storyline in Street Fighter V. Now, I know the storylines in Street Fighter V haven't been the best for characters, but I'm going to assume Luke is going to give us something, right? At the very least. And two, maybe from Capcom themselves. Now, we talked about this before, but I was really, wondering why Luke was the last character to be released in Street Fighter V, because you'd think it'd be Akira because she's a guest character. However, now that I'm thinking back on it, I think maybe the reason is because Luke's storyline in Street Fighter V is going to reveal some Street Fighter 6 information, and that's why he's the perfect last character to release. For example, in Luke's story mode, we might even see who the character he's aspiring to be and who he's related to, and that will give us some more info or hints on what Street Fighter 6 is going to be about and who's involved in the timeline. But another thing too, and I just have a hunch on this, is that November is also the perfect time to announce Street Fighter 6 alongside Luke. Because since Luke most likely will reveal information from Street Fighter 6, I think it would make sense for Capcom to finally announce Street Fighter 6 at this point, because this is the end of the content for Street Fighter 5. There's nothing else to reveal except for the balance patch in March. So I think will wrap it up pretty nicely. We'll get a hint, maybe like teaser trailer for Street Fighter 6, no gameplay, but a teaser that it's happening. We'll know that Luke's going to be in it, and then we're going to tie the universe together. Of course, it's just a hunch, but, we have some good hints on it in general. For one, there is the Capcom hack, which, I don't want to go too much into, but if you guys have been paying attention to that, it lines up perfectly with next year. And on top of that, it's highly likely that Street Fighter 6 will be released in February 2023. The reason is because, if you look at the release dates for the other Street Fighters, there's kind of this pattern. Let me read it off to you. Street Fighter 2 was released in February 1991. Street Fighter 3 was released in February 1997. Street Fighter 4 for console was released in February 2009. And Street Fighter 5, you guessed it, I'll never forget, February 2016. I've been covering this game for so many years, I'll never forget that. So you guys notice this trend? So yeah, assuming it'll be February, it can't be this February, obviously, right? It has to be 2023. Then around November, December, around this time would be probably good for a 1 year, cycle of announcing Street Fighter 6 and then slowly get into the betas around the summer, right? Beta testing and all the, trailer videos and all that would line up nicely for a 1 year, marketing campaign pretty much. I can't see any events that will be released at. Maybe it'll be something similar to Street Fighter 5 where we get a teaser, then we finally get some gameplay at the PlayStation Experience coming up. But that's about it, man. Now, you guys might be thinking, hey, maybe they'll show, it'll be announced at Capcom Cup. I highly doubt it. I don't think Capcom Cup is big enough for an announcement that damn big. It'd be something that'd be probably just released randomly on YouTube and announced to the masses. But I do think if Street Fighter 6 gets announced before Capcom Cup, then we might see like our first gameplay footage at Capcom Cup. That would make more sense in general, and that's similar to what happened with Street Fighter 5. But hey, it's just a hunch, you know. I'm probably wrong about that, but if you guys think that something similar is gonna happen, let me know in the comments below. I'm just super excited for when Street Fighter 6 gets announced, man. I really am. But either way, guys, I'm sure we're going to have some exciting news this month for Street Fighter, so look forward to it. I know we're going to hear about something real soon. So before we wrap this up, let me mention Project L, guys. Remember last time we talked about Project L? We were talking about, man, we're probably going to hear about a beta soon during EVO. So yeah, that didn't happen. Neither did EVO as well. But we actually have some concrete stuff this time. So Tom Cannon himself made a post on Reddit, on the Project L Reddit, and he said that we're going to hear an update on Project L sometime around late November. So we have that to look forward to, guaranteed as well at the end of this month. So yeah, some fighting game news coming up. We also have those rumors on that WB Smash game. So I mean, a lot of things are going to be announced right before Christmas. So look forward to that. Hopefully we can see some footage on that. I got something else that I'm, excited to come back for. Guys, I miss you guys, man. I miss you guys. I want to come back to YouTube, but I need a strong reason for me to come back and start covering content. I promise, as soon as Street Fighter 6 announced, you guys are going to see me all the time. I'm going to be working really hard on it, but until then, guys, until then, I'm just going to be streaming my retro. So if you guys want to come by and say hi, visit my stream. I stream pretty much every single day. And yeah, and don't forget, I got that second retro channel too. If you guys want some noise to fall asleep to, there's that second channel, which I'm releasing footage on all the time as well. But yeah, nice to see you guys again. Let me know how everyone's doing in the comments, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted when the next loop update comes. Okay guys, peace out.